afternoon, good evening, whatever this. This is Tanks and Tuddies, presented by Tubbs and Franke. Big week this week, and not for the reason many of you are thinking. It is post-Super Bowl Tuesday. We will be talking about the Super Bowl. Probably not for very long, though. A little teaser there. But Tubbs is heading down to Tennessee tomorrow, or the day you're listening to this, if you're listening on Wednesday. Going to see Austin and Paige, arriving Wednesday night.
As you're listening to this, pray for Tubbs on his 10-hour drive alone.
Yep. It's going to be, I think the way there won't be bad, but the way home Sunday is going to suck. But we'll get into all that later, the shenanigans we're going to get up to. But first, how was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. I'll get into it a little bit deeper once we start our locks and long shots and start talking about golf. But Friday, we did absolutely nothing. I believe, did we game on Friday?
No, I didn't play games at all this weekend, I don't think.
Oh.
I did Friday night, but you weren't on.
Oh,
You were watching a movie.
Saturday, we had to do some shopping. I had to prep for the PBR that we are going to talk about later that we're going to this weekend. Had to get some jeans and kind of did some random shopping and then loaded up our groceries, prepped for the Super Bowl, cleaned the apartment for our visitor this weekend, cleaned up the hotel, I should say. And then Sunday, got up, went and picked up our groceries, and watched golf all Sunday morning leading up to the Super Bowl. Jake and I sat in Discord for about an hour and a half talking about our Super Bowl bets. And then Super Bowl started. I was just sweating bets left and right. I was watching golf for the full first half of the Super Bowl. I had both up at the same time. But and then made some mini pigs in a blanket. Just made some other food. Snacked, watched Super Bowl. Did all that. Ended up hitting some fantastic bets this weekend. It was fantastic. So, how was your weekend?
I had a pretty good weekend. So we started Friday night. Surprise for the listeners. Sid and I got back together. It was a very grown-up conversation. We kind of talked about things we wanted changed / what kind of went wrong, and we're back. So you're going to be hearing about Sid again. So then Saturday, I went to the gym with my brother. Now, this is a funny story. This kid is, how old is he now? He's 17. I'm 24. So I've got 7 years on this kid, right? And he outdoes me in every workout there is. We did a chest workout. He benched more than me. He incline benched more than me. What else did we do? We did the fly machine. This man used the full stack. It's insane. It's ridiculous. So we did this workout. I think it ended up being about an hour and a half because, you're sharing the machine, so it takes a little bit longer. And then I'm like, oh, man, that was great. I'm dead. I was like, I'll see you. I was going over to my parents to do some stuff, too. So I was like, I'll see you at home. He goes, no, we're not done. And I was like, what? And he goes, we got to hit the sauna. And I was like, oh, fuck. I haven't been in a sauna in years. So he's like, yeah, we got 20 minutes in the sauna. That's our cardio. He says, it's better than any cardio you ever do. So we go in the sauna, dude. And first of all, it was kind of weird. There was 8 dudes in this thing. And 4 were sitting down, 4 were standing. So I'm like, in a room with 8 sweaty dudes is just weird, right? I'm uncomfortable. And I swear, I shit you not, like a minute and a half in, I am dead. Like, I am dying. So I asked my brother, I'm like, how much longer, man? How much longer? And he goes, like 19 minutes. And I was like, oh, fuck. I said, I don't know if I could do it. And he says, man up, man up. So I powered through. I made it the full 20. But, dude, I have never been this sweaty in my entire life. I was so sweaty. And then at the end of it, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hop in the shower, rinse off. And he goes, oh, just use your T-shirt and then put your sweatshirt on. I was like, you're a sick individual. So we wrapped that up. It was pretty great, though. He's got me considering switching gyms to that one. We went on Saturday, and we got everything done. We barely had to wait for anything, so it was good, man. I got to start working out with him more because my chest pump was crazy. Yeah. And then let's see, what did I do? So I went over to my parents, did an oil change with my dad on my truck before the long trip. Shout out to my dad, by the way, letting me use all of his shit so I don't have to pay stupid for an oil change. and then got a haircut and cleaned up the beard a bit. And then I went to Grand Rapids. We went and visited, Sid and I went and visited her friends. I had to meet up with them. Sid went earlier in the day. I had to drive separate with everything I was doing. So then we did an escape room. That was a lot of fun. We did escape. It was pretty sweet. It was Houdini, and we had to summon Houdini. We were his widow or whatever. It was cool. And then went to Hopcat, got some cosmic fries. Those were gas. And then headed home. And then Sunday, Super Bowl. What did I do during the day? I did a little bit of work in the morning. Like you said, we talked about our bets. And then went to my buddy's house for a Super Bowl party and had some good food over there, man. We had, what did I have at the party? Let's see. I had pizza, buffalo chicken dip, pasta salad, a lot of M&M cookies, a lot. And then, God, I'm missing something that I had. So whoever, if you're listening and I ate your food and didn't mention it, I apologize, but it was good. So yeah, that was my weekend. Looking forward to coming down and seeing you. We'll get into that later, though. We'll go through everything we're doing and how I'm going to beat you in golf. So speaking of beating you in golf, locks and long shots. So my locks, I'm 5-4-1. I had Kelsey anytime touchdown last week. He didn't score. Fucking asshole. Coin toss tails. That one hurt because it was like, all right, let's start this with a bang, and it missed.
Overtime should have counted, though.
Overtime should have. It was tails in overtime. I did have the first touchdown score over 22.5, though. Christian McCaffrey, shout out, 23. I saw this line move to 23.5 right before the game. Did you see that?
No.
I should have middled because I looked at it and I was like, huh, that's suspicious. So I should have middled. Didn't, but we'll take the win there. So 5-4-1 on the locks now. So this week, locks and long shots, I just went with something I made up just for fun because I didn't see anything I liked. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to give you 4 strokes on me for both rounds. Just because you've been able to golf and have golfed more recently than I have. I haven't golfed since probably October. So I gave myself 4 strokes there. I said it's about minus 125 probably for both rounds. This is essentially a parlay, right? So you figure minus 250 each leg. I feel like 4 strokes is a lot, but
yeah, especially for us.
Yep. So we're going to do that. I think my game will be okay. The only thing I'm worried about is my putting. And inside of 100, honestly. I feel like my driver's going to be great. My irons will be fine. But it's those fucking wedges in the putting, man, that get me. And then long shots, 2-6-1. We did have Chiefs money line. That was nice. Travis Kelce, Super Bowl MVP. He made a good run at it. 9 catches for 93 yards. 92 of those yards was in the second half. He had 1 catch for 1 yard in the first half. I think if he did anything in the first half, if he got 40, 50 yards, 3-4 more catches, I think he would have won it. But
I think if he scores that last touchdown, if that pass went to him instead of Hardman, he wins it.
I think so too, and it really hurts because that was a big payday.
Yep.
But Mahomes was elite down the stretch. He definitely deserved it. Yeah, if Kelsey did anything first half / scored that touchdown, I think I would have had a shot. But that's all right. This week, like I said, I'm going to keep it with the golf. Me to beat you both rounds, I think plus 350. I'm probably an underdog for both rounds.
Should be way higher than plus 350, but whatever.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm confident. I think I'm going to do all right. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh, I got a fresh pack of balls, too, that I got for Christmas.
Oh.
Nice little dozen of Bridgestones. I'm ready to go. I got some teas at work that I got from a supplier that I got to take for the good luck charm. So
I have
your locks and long shots.
I think I have 2 or 3 boxes of Callaway triple tracks that I got for Christmas that are just
good.
Ready
you
to
play
use.
So bad with triple tracks.
No.
Losing those. Yeah, you're always losing them. Then you're like, well, that was $4.
Nope.
Always
you just wait. Honestly, and you said your wedges are your biggest killer. This course sets up perfectly for wedges.
Oh, great. Well, honestly, like 80 to 100, it's honestly inside of like 70 that I struggle. Because I feel like 70 to 80, I can kind of hit my 54 and just take a little bit off. And then anything past 80 to 100, I just full my 54, and it's beautiful. But I really need to invest in a 52 and figure out how to hit a fucking 60, because I can't hit a 60 to save my life. So
yeah.
Anyways, your locks and long shots.
My locks, question on the record, I'm 9-2-1, is what I have it as now. I had the national anthem over 1 minute and 28 seconds. I don't know what book's ruling we're going on here with this one. because Bovada counted it as a loss because Reba said 2 Braves and they counted it after the second Brave. But they counted it after the first one. But some books counted it as a win because if you went with both Braves, it went over this time. So I'm not sure if we're counting it as a win-loss or push here.
I am going to give you the win just because I believe you. I think you can bet this like in Vegas at the books.
Yeah, you can.
And they counted it as a win. So the legal in-person book counted it as a win. So I would give that to you.
Beauty. So I'm 10-2 on the locks. Love to see it. Had the national anthem, like I said, and then I had Scotty Scheffler top 10 at -150. Honestly, I should have thrown my entire bank account on this. Scotty Scheffler is just an absolute menace on the fucking course, and he didn't even play that great last week, and he still finished tied for third. So, incredible golfer. This week, though, Genesis Invitational, I am going Ludwig Oberg, top 20 -125. I'll get into that a little bit later, and then me to beat Jake, I put -1 million. I'm going to say that's for both rounds as well. So,
both rounds -1 million. Okay.
Yes, yeah. So I still have to kind of figure out what the whole plan is with golf. Thursday, it's just you and I. Friday, depending on what time we go, we may have 2 people and do a scramble on the back nine. We may scramble the whole time, just depending on if these guys are available or not. If not, we'll just play straight up both rounds. Like I said, I don't know what the plan is yet. So
if we get the other 2, I don't know what their talent level is like, but
pretty similar to ours.
I was gonna say you could do front 9. No, if we get the other 2, we should just do you and me versus them best ball.
Well, so they have class Friday morning, and they have an exam that they're done. They should be done by 11. So it depends on when we decide to go on Friday, because I know like there's weather and stuff.
It's supposed to rain in the afternoon. It said so. I wanted to go like 9, but if the rain cleared up, then we could go whenever.
Yeah, so that's why I don't know for sure what the plan is yet. But Friday or Thursday for sure, I'm beating you. That's my home track now, and you don't stand a chance on this one.
Oh man, let's go.
Long shots.
I'm gonna hit a Top Golf on the way down.
You could just hit the one in Memphis. Long shots 3-9. Wisconsin's irrelevant now, and Tennessee is tied for third.
Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about there.
No, nothing happened in basketball this week. It was Super Bowl week. I don't know what happened. Anyways, last week had Justin Thomas top 10 +130. This one hurt. Ended up being a loss. He finished tied for 12th. Missed the top 10 by a stroke, and didn't have his greatest round on Sunday. He was tied for 4th coming into Sunday, so that was tough. And then I had Minwoo Lee top 20 at +140. Yeah, that wasn't even close. He made the cut, finished tied for 71st. So brutal collapse there. This week I'm going Adam Scott top 10 at +250, and then Justin Thomas, Sahith Theegala top 10 parlay +1,000 on DraftKings. Just kind of a random one. I kind of wanted to find something with JT, and I've been not betting on Theegala for too long, especially with the way he's been playing. So I need to start betting on him somehow, some way. And this is the week that I'm going to do it, and he's probably going to burn me, and I'm going to get fucked. But whatever. Do you want me to hop right into golf?
No. So we had some college basketball news we got to talk about. Michigan beat Wisconsin last week. Just an embarrassing showing out of your boys. This is the Michigan team that we just talked about last week, blowing halftime leads. They had a halftime lead, and it's the first time they've held their halftime lead in the last 11 games. How do you feel?
Not great, because I did say that I was going to hammer Wisconsin's second half line.
Yeah, you took a -160 at halftime.
Yeah, I did. For 2 units, I believe. Just bad.
At halftime, I took Michigan +120.
Well, not only did we lose to Michigan, we lost to Nebraska, came back, lost to Purdue at home, which that was a tough fought game. That one was fine. I'm not upset about that game. Then we lose to Michigan.
Was it Rutgers?
And then we lose to Rutgers. Yeah, 4-game losing streak.
That's a tough stretch.
There's been some stats coming out that the Wisconsin team that went to the Final Four and then to the national championship and almost beat Duke. Should have beat Duke. They also went through a stretch like this. So, I mean, got to get through the toughest.
It is
stretch.
College basketball.
Yeah,
and literally right now does not matter until the tournament because the team that looks the best in the regular season never wins it.
Yeah, the thing that sucks too is like there's very little chance that we win the Big Ten regular season title because I believe Purdue has 2 losses and we have 5. Purdue's got like 6 left. I think it's like 6 games left. 1 against Wisconsin yet, 1 against Illinois, who's second in the conference, and then Wisconsin's third. So all 3 of the top teams still play each other once. So I kind of need Illinois to lose to us and then 1 other team, but I need them to beat Purdue, and then I need Illinois, Wisconsin, and 1 other team to beat Purdue, and Wisconsin just needs to win out to hit the future. So,
you know what I just saw? This is crazy. Michigan is the only team in the Big Ten under 500. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
The Big Ten's just beating up on each other, except for Purdue. They only have 2 conference losses.
I am very excited for March Madness. I think I'm most excited to finally bet on Indiana State. For those of you who don't know, Indiana State is a fucking wagon right now, and they have this guy, what's his name?
I don't know, but he looks like fucking a nerd.
Yeah, he's got a big cross tattoo on his right arm, and he wears the rec specs. He's a little bit heavier. He just dominates for Indiana State. And, like, Indiana State's a tiny school, and they're in the top 25 now because of this dude. So
ranked for the first time since Larry Bird.
Yeah.
People are saying he's the reincarnation of Larry Bird.
Maybe. I mean, they're gonna be fun. March Madness is gonna be a blast. Selection Sunday is 5 weeks away, I believe. Seems like a long time, but...
Well, now that I got my Michigan jab in, you can go ahead and recap your golf.
What?
Go ahead. Let's be a little quick.
Okay. What a weekend. Absolutely raked the Waste Management this weekend. For those of you that didn't see the tweet, I bet Nick Taylor pre-tournament plus 15,000 to win. I put $1 on it for 151. Ended up after the first round, he shot 11 under in the first round. I had a $25 free bet. I threw it on him at plus 550. I thought there was no way.
Uh-oh. Frankie might have froze. We're going to give him time. This would be the first technical difficulty in a long time. Let me shoot him at 10.
If he was hot.
Oh, hey, there you are.
Whoa.
You froze on my screen. I don't know if you froze on yours. Okay. All right, we're back. Technical difficulties from Austin. I'm not sure how he's going to trim this, but we'll see how it goes. We're just going to go right back to golf.
It's going to be a disaster. But anyways, I'm going to restart on golf here. So I absolutely raked the Waste Management Phoenix Open this weekend. If you guys didn't see, I placed Nick Taylor to win at plus 15,000 pre-tournament for $1 to win $151. After the first round, he shot 11 under. I doubled up, put a $25 free bet on him for like another $140. He kind of got set up perfectly where he started round 1, finished 11 under, didn't start round 2 until late in the day, and then finished round 2 on Saturday morning, went straight into round 3, finished round 3 Sunday morning, and then went straight into round 4. He just continued to play well. He didn't have to play amazing because he started out so strong. Ended up going into a playoff. He sunk some very clutch birdie putts in the playoff. And I have some stats actually from Twitter. I got to find it here, pulling it up. So Nick Taylor's last 6 approach shots were all within 15 feet. They landed all within 15 feet. On 15, he went 81 yards to 3 feet. 16 went from 161 yards to 6 feet. 17, he went from 46 yards to 13 feet. 18, he went from 141 yards to 9 feet. Playoff hole 1, he went from 140 yards to 15 feet. And playoff 2, he went from 141 yards to 11 feet. He birdied 5 of those 6 holes.
That's fucking
just
insane.
Absolutely insane. I think this is quite possibly the largest golf odds-wise that I've ever hit, plus 15,000. And outside of like Nick Taylor winning, I also had Kurt Kitayama to win. He finished 8th. I had Justin Thomas to win. He finished 12th. Tom Hoagie to win. He finished 17th. And then Ben An and Minwoo Lee were both not great, but they all made the cut. So I had 6 chances coming into the weekend. And then I also hit Scheffler top 5. Talked about that one already. I had JT top 5 and top 10. Those both lost, obviously. And then the 2 other ones that I hit that were really impressive. Fitzpatrick top 20. He finished 15th. Burns top 20. He finished tied for 3rd. He was on fire. And then Tom Hoagie top 40. He finished 17th. Every single bet I hit this weekend in golf was plus odds. And then I did hit a cut parlay as well with Corey Connors, Adam Scott, and Ben An at plus 135. So we are now the year of 100 to 1 plus. I believe this is 6 straight weekends, or 6 straight events that the winner's been 101 or higher odds. Absolutely insane. Golf is electric right now. One of the best tournaments of the year last weekend. Now we go into the Genesis Invitational.
Before you get into the Genesis, we got to talk about what happened on day 3. So there was basically 500,000 people at this tournament because security at the front pretty much just stopped checking tickets. So these people were coming in, and then the security at the 16th hole, when they found out the security at the front wasn't checking tickets, they stopped checking the tickets that gave free alcohol at the 16th hole there that people paid for. So then they just straight up stopped serving alcohol because there was people just blitzed everywhere. So the scenes were insane with 500,000 people on this golf course. And then did you see the video of Zach Johnson getting heckled?
Yeah.
That was hilarious. So Zach Johnson, for those that don't know, he was the Ryder Cup captain. And he hasn't really ever won anything, so people are like, why the fuck are you the captain? He got heckled on a hole, and he was playing bad, obviously, so it got to him. So he turns to the crowd, and he was talking shit before his tee shot, and then his tee shot was shanked all the way right, just like Austin's on Thursday and Friday are going to be. And then he turns to somebody in the crowd goes, maybe if you weren't such a fucking asshole, you wouldn't shank it. And he blew up, and he was just pissed. So just awesome scenes, but probably not very good for the sport. I don't know if you were watching on Saturday, but they had the commentators, like, it was just, you could tell it was so rowdy around them, and they were like, they got to get this under control, because like you couldn't hear the commentators with all the people. And then Sunday they had it pretty good under control, but they're getting investigated now, the security that they use, blah blah blah, whatever. But pretty insane.
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling that the Waste Management night might not be the same next year.
Oh, they're gonna sell way less tickets. It's gonna be fucking lame. So,
yeah, and that's the thing. Like, did you see anything about the press conference with Zach Johnson and the interview, or the guy that was interviewing him or whatever?
No.
In his press conference, basically, he was just asking him like if he has ever enjoyed coming to the Waste Management, like if he expects to come back, and like if he expects changes. Zach Johnson just sounded really shitty in it, but he was like, I choose to come here, and he never really said like whether he likes to come here or whether he didn't, but he's like, I come here because I like the course, whatever, and I wouldn't come if I didn't want to play, something like that. And they were like, well, if the rules stayed the same for next year and like nothing changed, would you come back? And he was like, you got me at an emotional point right now. Like, I just played terrible. But if I had to choose right now, probably not. And I was like, okay, whatever.
I feel like that's understandable, though. You just played a shit round, and now they're like, coming back next year? But I didn't see how he was.
I don't know.
But
It wasn't a great interview. I think the fans kind of fucked this weekend pretty rough, but I guess we'll see what next year brings. So,
yep.
Anyways, Genesis Invitational, small field this week. It's only 71 golfers. This is Tiger's event. I think it's Tiger's event.
He's playing, isn't he?
Speaking of Tiger, yeah, he is playing this week. Speaking of Tiger, he's got a new brand.
I did see that.
Did you see? Yeah. Sunday Red. Kind of a... I get the name, but I don't know why they spelt it the way they did. Logo's kind of cool. It's a tiger, obviously.
That was my tiger noise.
Oh. Anyways, this week, 71 golfers. There will be a cut. Most of the signature events don't have a cut. But with it being 71, the cut is either the top 51 or anyone within 10 strokes. So I'm not sure if that's like one or the other, whatever's smaller, or if it's like there's the potential that it could be everyone. So we'll see. It is in LA. Course is still very wet. They got a ton of rain over the last 2 weeks. The West Coast trip has been very weather affected, I guess you could say. Last week was bad. This 2 weeks ago was bad at Pebble Beach. So we'll see how that kind of plays into it. This course, you do need kind of a complete game. Good driver off the tee needs to be pretty long. Doesn't have to be super accurate. Ball striking has to be good. Putting has to be good. The guys who are good from 150 yards and in will be very successful. And then your around the green performance is very big. The par fives here are a lot easier than tour average, so that's kind of where the long drivers succeed most. And then one thing I found out about the actual course itself is the rough grass is kikuya grass. Never heard of it, but apparently it's very sticky and very thick rough. So if you get in the rough, it kind of likes to like grab your club almost. So that's why they're saying like you don't have to be super accurate off the tee, but it does help a little bit. So we'll see how that kind of plays into things. And then this course is higher than average for birdie chances. I talked about last week how it was lower. This week it is 14% birdie chance from 4 to 8 feet. The tour average is 12 feet. Anybody from 15 feet and in that are good putters are going to be the ones that are affected the most in a positive way here. What I am watching for this week is Ludwig Oberg. Jesus, I almost butchered that one completely. Ludwig Oberg. I think he's going to be very, very high. I think he's going to compete really well. Probably end up sprinkling on him to win. I'll probably take top 20, maybe top 10. Over the last 20 rounds, he's been the fourth best golfer in strokes gained overall. I also used Data Golf again this week. There's a tool on there called the Approach tool, which just kind of breaks down the different brackets of ranges, and you can look at different things for approach shots for every player. Oberg has a 96.5% bad shot avoidance from 150 to 200 yards on approach shots. So I'm really high on that. I like that even if he is further out than the 100 to 150 range, he gets that 150 to 200 range, and he's kind of money in those shots. He doesn't hit a bad shot. He'll at least keep it competitive. He's also long off the tee, good putter, good approach. I think that's going to compete well. Nicolai Højgaard is interesting this week. Might not have enough data on him. He's been extremely hot, possibly even better than Oberg has been based just on Højgaard's own baseline. Course fits perfect, but he's not great around the green, so we'll kind of see how that plays out. He's never played here before, very new to the tour, so like I said, not a lot of data. Still have to dive into him. Adam Scott may be my long shot this week. Adam Scott has gained strokes in his last 6 events. He's also placed top 20 in his last 6. He has the 6th best course record just in the field of players that are playing this week based on strokes gained alone. And he's also won here before. And looking at the course history, I mean, like I said, 6th best course history just in the strokes gained alone. I'm very high on him. He's been playing great. He played great at the Waste Management. His putting's been awesome. So I think I'm probably going to sprinkle on him to win. And then the three other guys that I got, I'm a little bit worried about Max Homa. He's played great here before, including he's won. It's kind of his home course. It's LA. He's an LA kid. but he's been horrible off the tee. He's been putting terribly. Granted, it's only been over the last 2 or 3 events, but it has been very bad, like career worst bad. So I guess my biggest question is this kind of like his homecoming redemption event, Kickstarter event for him, or is it like just he's in a slump right now? So kind of going to look into that a little bit more. Will Zalatoris, not sure what to do. I put on my sheet what to do with Willie Z. Also kind of the perfect course fit. He's a great ball striker.
He can't
Putting's
putt.
not great, but he's... So
His putting
that's
stroke
what I
is
wanted.
Fucking gross.
So I actually wanted to get into that because he has been a terrible putter. But over the last couple weeks, it's actually been very good. So he hasn't gained any strokes. If you look back to last year, he didn't gain any strokes before the injury. Came back from the injury and was better than he had been, but he still wasn't gaining strokes for 2 events. Then this year starts, and in his 2 starts this year, he's gained strokes putting both events. So the putting is coming around.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's real or not, I don't know. He also hasn't played in 2 weeks, so he's fresh. I don't know if that's good or bad. He did finish tied for 4th here last year, and in the 3 times that he's been here, he's never finished worse than 26th. And then my biggest green flag for Will Zalatoris is he is the 99th percentile in greens in regulation from the rough under 151 yards, or under 150 yards. So I said the guys that are good under 150 yards with their irons are going to succeed. He's the top of the line from the rough under 150 yards in greens in regulation, which is giving him a birdie chance. So kind of a huge thing. And then the last one, I'm very worried. I shouldn't say very worried. I don't know what to think of Victor Hovland. There's been some rumors that he had his wrist wrapped a couple weeks ago, and potentially has a wrist injury, and then he withdrew last week from the Waste Management before it started. He said it was to, in quote, tune up. I don't know if he's actually injured. He's played great here before, and he's a really fucking good golfer. But I'm not going to touch him if he's injured. If he's not injured, great. I'll probably bet on him. He has this weird thing with it's hole 15 and 17. They share the same tee box, and the fairways split down a line of trees. And he consistently plays down 17 instead of 15. And apparently the course is building a scoreboard there so that he can't do it anymore. Oh. But if it's not tall enough, he's just going to go over it. So I kind of want him to not be injured just so I can bet on him, just for the fact that I want to see him do this. Right. But we'll see. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I have so far. I'll put out my official plays on Twitter probably tomorrow. So,
all right, that takes us to the NFL. Kind of a quick Super Bowl recap because it was kind of a mid-Super Bowl, I'm not going to lie. The Chiefs ended up winning. This game didn't really get going until 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And the end of the fourth quarter was great. Overtime was great, but, man, the first 3 quarters had me slumped. We did get a new field goal record in the Super Bowl. It was broken by Jake Moody first, and then what's his nuts? Harrison Butker broke it about, 6 minutes later in game? I think it was the next drive. So that's shitty. Imagine breaking a record that stood for years and years, and then it just gets broken again in the same game by the other kicker.
Imagine not betting on the fact that the longest field goal would be broken.
I know. I'm kind of pissed about that because I remember us reading it. So I guess we'll just recap props quick. I'm going to be quick because we already talked about all of these. So I said first touchdown score over. That hit. The coin toss was heads, so tails lost. Taylor Swift shown live holding a drink. That hit before kickoff. The first time they showed her, she had a drink. She also chugged a drink on the Jumbotron. Gained a little bit of respect from me. Not a lot, though.
That was during a devil worship. Did you see?
No, I did not see. What do you mean?
Yeah, Ice Spice was wearing an upside-down cross and doing devil, like a devil symbol
I'm telling
with
you, man,
her hands.
There's something out there.
Of anybody, of course, it was Ice Spice. Should have known.
I had any player coach to cry during the national anthem. I said no. Fuck Chris Jones. He cried.
Pretty sure he cried in 2020 too.
That's ridiculous, dude. It was looking so good. We were sitting there watching. Hang on, some sort of video's playing. God damn it. We're sitting there watching. I told everybody my bets at this party, and I'm like, all right, we got the national anthem over. Kyle Shanahan to be shown first, and then no player to cry. So then as soon as he cried, everybody just goes, oh, and I was like, motherfucker. So that was kind of electric, but sucks that I lost money. Length of national anthem, I gave myself the W there. We just got hosed. It did go over. It was electric, and then it turns out we lost. That was fucking annoying.
What were your thoughts as soon as that national anthem started? Because I know what mine were.
As soon as it started, I was like, I lost. She was flying.
So it was just Paige and I here, and she started, and I literally went, oh, I don't like this at all.
Yeah, and then, dude, right at the end, she started holding everything, and I was like, do it.
I was literally yelling at the TV. I was like, hold,
yeah,
hold. And then she cut the first break, and I was like, yes. And then I didn't realize that Bovada was going to fuck us. Insane. But
so speaking of Reba, I had her hat color gray. She wasn't wearing one, so that also cost the other one. I didn't actually bet those. They weren't available when we were looking. Like I said, though, Kyle Shanahan was shown first at even odds, so that was nice. No roughing the passer, even though there was one play there could have been. Brock Purdy got hit in the head by a D lineman. They didn't call it. Unfortunate. That was a nice one. That would have been fun. The Super Bowl reception record of 14, it was close. Kelsey had 9, like I said, if he did anything in the fucking first half. McCaffrey had 8. Imagine if a running back broke the record. That would have been crazy, but it didn't happen. But I did hit purple. That was great. The signs, I said it months and months ago, so that was pretty sweet. That felt good. But it was unfortunate. It went to minus 160 when we placed our bets. That was fucking stupid.
Yep.
But a win's a win. I had it at plus 245. Wish I placed my bets earlier. Maybe I'll learn next year. What else on this game before we get into your props? Oh, I did notice something I wanted to say quick. Both punters, listen to the stat line. They both had 5 punts. They both went for 254 yards. Kind of crazy.
Damn, that's actually kind of crazy for a punter, too.
Yeah. All right, your props.
I was going to bring up, speaking of the penalty one, did you see the stat on Twitter about the amount of times the Chiefs have been called for holding in the Super Bowl?
13 quarters and not a single holding call.
And there are some very, very blatant holds, especially on Nick Bosa. Like the one video I saw, 2 linemen literally wrapped him up and then tackled him, and he stood up and still almost got the sack, and there was no penalty.
And it's like, my brother tells me this all the time. He's like, there's holding every play. They're not going to call it every single time. But in 3 Super Bowls, they haven't been called for a single hold. That's outrageous. That's just outrageous.
Yep. I really didn't have... like I said, I was not impressed by this Super Bowl. I watched golf for the entire first half until I was literally more entertained by Nick Taylor in a playoff than I was by the Super Bowl for the first half.
It was fucking boring. It was boring.
Yeah. Like I watched the pregame and it was great, and then I turned golf on my phone, had the Super Bowl on the TV, and even Paige was like, "Can we turn up the volume on golf and like turn down the volume on the Super Bowl?" She was more interested.
That's crazy.
In golf than the Super Bowl. Anyways, my bets, so there was a couple that I was not able to get in time. I wasn't able to get Usher's jacket color of red at plus 700, which is fine because it lost. I didn't get Usher's first words of the halftime show, which I honestly couldn't tell you what the first words were.
I don't remember.
And then Tony Romo to say Taylor Swift first, I did not get, and I believe that ended up losing anyways.
Yeah, they marked it as a loss, and I'm telling you, I didn't hear a single person even say her name. So it's like, what the fuck? That should have been a void, because I got the bet in, and it marked it as a loss for me.
Yeah, I did have the national anthem over. I counted it as a loss. It's whatever. You counted it as a W above. I'll just count it as an L here. It's fine. Gatorade color, I took orange. I took white/clear, and then I did take purple at minus 160. Did you get scared pregame when they were showing Steve Spagnuolo on the sideline and he was drinking out of the Gatorade cup and it was clear?
No, I wasn't scared because I bet that too.
Okay, I was going to say, did you see that?
No, I wasn't. I didn't watch much of the pregame.
It was like 5 minutes before the national anthem. They were talking about all the whatever they do pregame, And they showed Steve Spagnuolo on the sideline, and he was filling up a Gatorade cup, and he turned around, and the cup was like, it looked like there was nothing in the cup. And I was like, that's clear.
Yeah.
That is clear Gatorade, or it's white.
I'll tell you
that's going to be a winner.
I'll tell you what's sketchy. At the end of the game, they didn't do a Gatorade shower. It wasn't until like way later, because I watched for a couple minutes, and I was like, where's the Gatorade? And then I was like, oh, it's going to be no shower. Great. So I went to bed, and then I woke up to your text that we won on purple. So I was like, oh, sweet. And then I saw the video, and it was like when Andy Reid was basically to the stage. So it's like, did somebody tell them to go grab this purple because nobody was going to bet it when it was minus 160? So that was sketchy.
I was honestly wondering what happened there, too, and there was some conspiracy, because, of course, I always find the conspiracies, that the pregame Steve Spagnuolo video made them change the color of the Gatorade for postgame, which I don't know if I believe, but it's something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it was weird how they waited. Like, it was like 5 minutes after the end of the game that they dumped on him, and it's like, it's a Super Bowl. Just
imagine having no
either
Gatorade
do it or
color
don't.
plus 1,200.
Yeah, everybody, like, I went on Twitter as soon as the game ended and was like, what the fuck was the Gatorade color? And everyone's like, no Gatorade, no Gatorade, no Gatorade.
It's bullshit.
And I was like, well, I want to at least see who the MVP is. And then they showed it, and I was like, oh, purple, sweet. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll change the rules next year, and there will be something like, oh, it has to be dumped this long after whatever. But then I had how many seconds after Travis Kelce's first touchdown would Taylor Swift be shown during the broadcast? He did not score, so that voided.
They actually marked that as a loss because he didn't score.
No, they paid me back out.
What the fuck? I didn't get paid out. Now I gotta look.
I'm pretty sure they paid me back out for that one.
No, I'll look though. You keep going.
Okay, I had 49ers to win the toss and win the game. Double L there. Shortest touchdown over 1.5 yards. That was a nice win. I was worried for a little bit there. I think it was the Chiefs' drive where they just kept getting down and like they'd get a yard and then get down, get a yard, get down. And I think they ended up kicking a field goal that drive. Got a little sweaty, but plus 125, that was a winner. Anti-hero, Purdy, 250 plus yards and 2 passing touchdowns. This one's a little frustrating because Juwan Jennings threw that fucking touchdown. And Purdy had 1 touchdown and like 260-something yards.
255.
So
I did get paid back, by the way, so you're right.
I was going to say. But yeah, that would have been a winner if Juwan Jennings would have just let Brock Purdy throw it. I had Kelce, 87 plus receiving yards, plus 190. That was a dub. And then I had the 2 squares. Also a little frustrated on the squares because we had Niners 3, Chiefs 0 at plus 360. And they kicked the field goal on the first play of the second quarter to make it 3-0 Chiefs.
Yep.
Or 3-0 Niners.
Yep,
so
that one was frustrating.
L. Thoughts on the halftime show?
I personally, apparently this is a hot take. I see a lot of people that liked it, and most of the people that were at the party liked it. I didn't. I wasn't a fan, and I'm not in the sense that I'm like, oh, I'm not going to argue with somebody and say it's garbage. I just didn't like it. I was bored, honestly. His sound seemed off. His dance was
I think
garbage.
that was a CBS problem because CBS always have issues with that.
The rollerblades kind of saved it for me a little bit. The rollerblades are the only reason I'm not sitting here arguing that it was trash because that was kind of fun. But the ending was weird. And then, like what were they saying? Brought the A to the V or what did they say?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
Whatever
with
that one was dumb, and then it just seemed short and yeah, I don't know.
I know when it was happening, you were like, "There's too much going on."
Yeah,
and I was kind of like, "Yeah, but like that's Vegas." Like, I understood. Like the show made sense because he has a residency in Vegas, and like there was a ton going on, just like Vegas, and like all the stunts and everything. It fit Vegas perfectly. I'll agree that the beginning was kind of boring. Just that was mostly just not knowing some of the beginning songs as well. Yeah. Like I wanted to hear the bangers, but. Obviously, they weren't going to do that. I thought the middle and the ending were great. I was really looking forward to Usher bringing out JB for some reason.
Yeah, I saw. Everybody was saying that. I never saw that.
Yeah, so apparently he asked Justin Bieber to come out, and Bieber was in Vegas and everything. And like last minute was like, I'm not feeling it. and decided not to. He also just started performing again because that face paralysis that he had.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd like, if I was gonna rank it out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 6.5, 7. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. It was okay.
Have you ever watched the full Prince halftime show from like 2007?
I don't think I've watched the full thing through. I remember it happening.
Somebody told me to go back and watch it because I was like, obviously we were like 8 and 9, so it was like we weren't watching it, but I went and watched the whole thing. Fucking one of the best ever.
Yep, that's what I've heard.
Another hot take. Coldplay, they were in 2016. I don't know if you remember that one. They would be the best one ever if they got to do it indoors or at night because they do so much cool shit with lasers and shit at their shows. But it was outdoors in the middle of the afternoon, so they kind of got fucked on that one. But
well, so I was trying to think about I asked my mom. She's like, I thought it was one of the best Super Bowl halftimes ever, and she's like, but I also like really liked Usher when he like first started with his music and stuff. And she's like, we need like a country artist. So I was like, well, like let's see what the next Super Bowl locations are and see if maybe they're gonna get like a country one. There is 0% chance. We got San Fran, LA, and New Orleans for the next 3 super locations. So
they will never do
0%
country because it doesn't hit a big enough demographic.
Yep, I agree.
Like everybody loves pop, and they can always pull out the classics like the Madonna and the whatever. But like everyone knows Usher, so they're gonna please more people. If they did country, there's a lot of people that won't watch because they simply don't like country.
I also learned that Usher's from Chattanooga this weekend.
I didn't know that. I thought he was from Atlanta.
Me neither.
He claims he's from
so
Atlanta.
apparently he says he's from Atlanta, but he was born and raised in Chattanooga.
That's kind of wild.
Which is like an hour and a half, but whatever.
What else? Picks for the playoffs. I went 9-4. You went 7-6. So you won the regular season championship when it didn't matter, and I won the playoffs. So I'm the champion. You won the Big Ten in the regular season, and I won the tournament. That's basically what happened.
That's fine. I wanted to bring something up. Did you see there was a way too early power rankings? I don't remember who posted it.
I didn't see power rankings, but I saw the betting odds.
So I saw a way too early power rankings. Not sure who it was from. Lions were 3.
That's wild.
Packers were 4.
I could see that. I think the reason that we're both so high, one, we went to the championship. You guys made the playoffs when you shouldn't have. But we also both have decent cap space. The Lions have like $47 million cap space. And they only have 4 starters that are free agents. I'm not sure where the Packers are at. But actually, I can probably find the tweet that I was just looking at that said that. Give me 2 seconds.
I also thought of something else.
I think it's going to be a battle for the North next year.
The Chiefs beat the Niners.
Yep.
And
Niners
the Chiefs also beat the Ravens.
Okay.
And the Lions beat the Chiefs. So
there you go. Basically Super Bowl champions.
And then the Packers beat the Lions, so new Super Bowl champs.
I can't find the tweet I was looking at, but it had everybody's cap space and how many starters they got to re-sign. But, yeah, I think the NFC North is going to be a fucking battle next year because I think the Bears will be bad, but Packers and Lions will be good. The Vikings have Kirk Cousins back. I think it's going to be a good year.
I can't wait to start draft talk.
Yeah, I was talking about that at work today. I was like, so when do we start draft talk? And somebody was like, I think it's about 3 weeks from now. You kind of let the Super Bowl bleed out, and then it's kind of right before March Madness because then everybody locks in on March Madness, and then when that's over, everybody focuses on the draft. So
I also can't wait for March Madness. Working from home during March Madness is like the greatest gift on earth.
That's why I love my job. We have a TV in our break space, so we throw that on, and then I have 3 monitors, so I always dedicate 1 to the game. So I can't wait. Let's preview our weekend a little bit, then wrap it up with roulette because I need to pack. I leave tomorrow, and I haven't packed a single thing. So let's get it rolling. So like we said, Thursday we're golfing, and then probably just exploring the town a bit, maybe getting some food. I don't know. Friday, golfing again, and then once again going out, maybe getting some drinks. And then Saturday, I'm kind of excited. We're going to the PBR Can't wait. I've never been to a PBR event. I went to like some knockoff version back in the day at MSU. I don't even know what happens. I'm sure there's going to be some hardcore fans. We're going to get the people watching is going to be off the charts. There's going to be some drunk dudes there.
Yeah.
I can't wait. And then it sounded like we were going out after that as well.
Yeah, I think we're going to Tin Roof, so the Grizzly FedEx Forum is right up next to Beale Street, and Tin Roof is right out the side doors of FedEx Forum on Beale Street.
Gotcha.
So I think that's where we're going.
That
place is rowdy.
I think we should look into last-second tickets for Grizzlies Bucks on Thursday too. Depending on how golf goes. I don't know. We're golfing at 11 though, and then you're getting home. I'm gonna have to shower.
The thing is, the Grizzlies are literally the most injured team. Desmond Bane's not playing. John Morant's not playing. Jaren Jackson isn't playing.
Because the Bucks are going to blow them out, and then they're going to bench the starters at the end of the third quarter. So, like, it wouldn't even be fun.
Yeah.
So, you might be right. Maybe we'll just watch at home and fire off some bets. But
we also have to figure out when we're going to go to Central Barbecue, because Paige and I both forgot that Lent starts this week.
Oh.
Ash Wednesday is Wednesday, and we were going to go to Central Barbecue on Friday, but you're not supposed to eat meat on Friday. So I might have to, Mom, if you're listening, I'm sorry, I might have to eat meat this Friday. Just because Paige has to study Thursday. So we don't really want to go Thursday, but we'll see.
I'm putting myself out there, but I eat meat whenever, so works for me, whatever day you want to go. So
it's fine. Okay. Understood.
All right, I think that's everything. We'll have more next week about our adventures. We'll have
possible casino trip
as always. I wouldn't hate that. Not a lot to bet though, so I'd probably just focus on the blackjack, make some money. But let's hit this roulette. Hopefully, we'll start this right. Oop, I got logged out.
We could drive an hour and a half. There's a casino that has a horse track.
Oh my! Like an actual track.
Yeah.
No fucking way. Oh my god! I don't know about driving an hour and a half, but.
Yeah,
so next week we'll have a longer recap with the shenanigans we get up to, and obviously I'll tell you guys about how I whooped Austin's ass in golf. I'm really
Wait,
excited.
Is it my week this week?
Yeah, it is. I saw you try to sneak that one by me.
What do you?
You left it as Jake Roulette. I had to change it, trying to steal my money.
I just forgot to update it.
But yeah, it's your week, so that means we're gonna win roulette here, folks.
Well, I was gonna say I could load up Bovada, but I don't know if I would trust my computer to handle that.
I'm gonna wait just because ours have hit 4 in a row now. So wow. Hopefully this doesn't go 5. That would suck. I don't think I had time though. What do we do if it's one of ours again though? Do we wait?
We double
until
up.
It misses, or do we double up? Because we waited last week and it missed anyways. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh please. So there's a 500x on 0 and 50 on 30. I swear to God I'm gonna cry. If it hits 0, we're done with roulette forever. We're finding a new segment. Please don't do it. No. Fall. Okay, all right. It's not 0. It's 24, though.
24,
Jesus.
though.
Are we going or no? That's 5 in a row of our numbers.
double up. Double up
All
on
right.
24.
All right. Jesus. 5 in a row.
They're hot.
for
You
our
got to
numbers.
ride them.
I really wish I just got in there, though. 13, 22, 23, 24, and 30. See, this is going to suck now because it's going to miss our number, and that would have been 5 in a row. We're earlier than we normally are. Those are shorter episodes, so I guess we can't really get mad, but let's just hit. Hit that 24 again. That'd be a big payday.
Come on, baby.
Give me a lightning number. 34. Damn. All right. No lightning number, but we can hit our number.
I like that we have that line right there.
Yep.
22, 23,
Here we go.
24.
We're falling. 24! 24! With our double up. Let's go. That's 120 in the bank.
Boom!
Let's go. Holy
My
shit.
week, I
Good
told
call.
you.
Good call. I'm glad you didn't let me take that spin off. That's a double up, too.
So, I was going to say run it back at the same.
I'm running it the same, yeah. I thought about throwing more on
Yeah.
24, but there's no shot it goes 3 in a row. Nice. That's a good hit for the boys.
Big time.
Let's go again. Make it. What is that? 6 in a row of our numbers. Holy shit. Give me a lightning number. Here we go. We got 3 on the lightning. What is that? 200x. Hit that 3. Come on. We're so due for a lightning number. Hit that 3. Hit that 3. Do it. Do it. 1.
Oh.
1. Was it close to 3? Where's 3 on the wheel? Oh, no. 3 was like opposite side.
No.
Oh, there's the sirens. Better late than never.
Yeah, just wait till you get to sleep in this room right where they go down the street.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a good weekend. I'm sure. I know for me, I'm gonna be having lots of drinks. I'm not sure about Austin, but I will be pounding drinks. I'm so excited to golf.
I loaded up the fridge with noons ready, and I got a lot of liquor on the shelf. So
next week we will.
I have birdie juice for us too, actually.
Oh, fuck yeah! Next week we will be bringing back some segments. I don't know about all of them, just because we are going to have a long recap with our weekend that we're going to have this weekend. So we'll see. It's going to be trial by error. And yeah, you got anything else?
I'm just going to smoke you in golf this weekend.
I can't wait. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Let's hit some tanks, adore some tutties, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.